Tonight, Port Lincoln escapes major damage as wild weather crosses the region. And Broken Hill welcomes new police officers to the city.
From our 7 Spencer Golf Studios, your nightly news with John Hunt begins now.
Good evening. Heavy rain and strong winds have lashed Eyre Peninsula over the past 24 hours, but the region has been spared from major damage. However, there's more on its way, with another front forecast to hit later this week.
As the clouds rolled in, Port Lincoln disappeared behind a thick blanket of fog. Farmers had their eyes to the skies as the heavens opened, Port Lincoln recording 26 millimetres. Gale force winds lashed the region, emergency services responding to a handful of call-outs. Powerful gusts uprooted and downed a tree in the north, while an overflowing pool in Port Lincoln threatened a home.
The Lower Eyre Peninsula is very resilient when it comes to storms and floods. Events, I'm aware of a tree on the road towards Elliston that Streaky Bay attended, and obviously the one that Port Lincoln attended last night. Emergency services say the region escaped relatively unscathed. The winter storm rolled in early yesterday, bringing with it a cold front. Point Avoid recording 85-kilometre wind gusts. More powerful winds are expected later this week, with the State Emergency Service encouraging homeowners to tie down loose items. Trampolines, your deck chairs, your tables. Loose items around the yard can become projectiles.
Most locations got wind gusts up to around 60 or 70 kilometres per hour right through the night.
We're not out of the woods yet, with another cold front set to hit the region on Friday, while tides are expected to reach 7 metres tonight.
It is significantly colder, so we do start to see a likelihood of some small hail over Lower Eyre Peninsula on Friday.
Nathan Regter, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Construction will soon begin on the second stage of the Lincoln Gap wind farm near Port Augusta. 24 new turbines will be built on the site beginning in October, providing jobs and increased generation for the grid.
It's a major investment in South Australia's economy and power grid. Nexus's Lincoln Gap wind farm continues to grow, with the project reaching an exciting milestone.
We've reached what's called financial close for the second stage. We're going to add 86 megawatts of generation capacity to what we have there already.
Stage 2 is expected to begin in October, with energy giant Vestas awarded the contract.
Is the manufacturer of the turbines we'll be using. So they'll be the head contractor, and we'll use a number of subcontractors in South Australia to deliver on site.
It's estimated construction will take 15 months, creating up to 120 local jobs in the process.
We're anticipating 20 to 50 on the first slide, and that'll slowly increase as we move into full ramp up.
Port Augusta's mayor has welcomed the news. He says Stage 1 was a big contributor to the local economy and is confident Stage 2 will have a similar impact.
It's good for our hotels, motels, our accommodation, and also the local procurement these people, I assume, will use. I noticed last time some of the hire car companies struggled to fulfil the vehicles to these companies, so that'll be another uplift to our economy.
Laura Milovanovic, 7 Spencer Golf News.
8 motorists across Eyre Peninsula have been accused of drug driving in the past week. In one case, a 35-year-old driver allegedly tested positive to methamphetamine last Friday, with police also alleging 3 passengers, including a 4-year-old, were in the car at the same time. In another case, an investigation into a crash on Liverpool Street located a male driver who allegedly tested positive to methamphetamine and cannabis. All drivers were issued with a 24-hour driver direction notice and had their samples sent for forensic testing. Officers in the Barrier Police District are urging weekend revellers they must leave a premises if asked. The message comes after a number of incidents of misbehaving patrons refusing to leave Broken Hill pubs have ended up being reported to police.
When I first joined the police, we did see a lot of idiots carrying on at pubs and we had no powers to make them leave, or the publicans had no powers to make them leave. Now that we've got it there and it's been around for so long, there's no excuse for it.
Failing to leave a licensed premises could result in a $550 fine or facing court. The Broken Hill Police Station has welcomed 3 new probationary constables into its ranks. walking the streets for the first time today. They say they're excited to be starting a 3-year tenure in the Silver City.
Only in town for 2 days and they're already part of the Broken Hill community. Joshua Fishlock, Hamish McCrindle and Daniel Matheson, the newest officers walking the Broken Hill beat.
Meeting the station, meeting the people that work here, meeting some of the people out in the community and just going around like meeting the town.
Good, I'm really glad to be out here. Can't wait to start working with the community.
The trio started their 3-year placement in the Silver City yesterday. Coming from the Newcastle area, they say the outback landscape is a lot to take in.
It's been pretty good so far. Big scenery change for myself coming from the coast out here, but it's so far so good. It's a little city out here.
I would like to get like out into the community, like do like some more like recreational, like after hours type of things, but like I need to know what there is first really to start doing that.
The officers will take their first official shifts in the coming days.
Starting from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. and I don't really know what that'll do. Like I might be here on the station, I might be on the truck with like my field training officer, but yeah, I hope it's something good and that I learn a lot from it.
All three say they look forward to their time in Broken Hill, inviting the community to say hello if they're out and about.
Completely different policing to what they would be doing in the city, but I'm excited to see what comes of it and all the experiences that I'm going to get from it.
Patrick Reinke, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Still to come tonight, Whyala's Australia Day celebrations could be on the move, and Port Lincoln's Brewery set to go national. Welcome back. Whyala's Australia Day celebrations could be different next year, with Council considering moving the event. The Recreation Centre is in the frame to take over hosting rights, allowing families to enjoy its facilities for free on the day.
It's an iconic day for Whyala locals.
Happy Australia Day!
Happy Australia Day!
Happy Australia Day!
Australia Day, usually held down at the foreshore, could look a little different next year. Council is looking at a revamp to improve the experience for residents.
We're always keen to make sure that we keep it sort of fresh and vibrant and a little bit different.
As part of the changes, Ada Ryan Gardens would host a free morning breakfast in conjunction with the popular 5-kilometre run. The Australia Day Awards would also be held in the gardens, but the celebrations would instead be held at a different location.
For something different this year, we're looking to move the event out to the rec centre, so it's a bit more of a central location.
Australia Day is always a big celebration for the community, so we're really excited to be able to jump on board with the council and have the rec centre as part of the celebrations.
The centre would be open to the public for free, with multiple activities to be spread out across the site.
Still working out the details, but there'll be lots of things going on. We've got plenty of space out in the car park under the pergola out the front there, where I'm sure there'll be lots of stalls.
Council says it would give locals the opportunity to enjoy a swim, a game of basketball or even the gym.
We're also looking to put a free bus service on to help people get out there and make it accessible for everyone.
Sophia Contagonis, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
A homegrown drop is going national, with Port Lincoln's Beer Garden set to export its prize-winning beers interstate. The team partnering with liquor store giant Dan Murphy's to help expand its growing business.
Just the thirst clencher Port Lincoln's Brewery needed.
We've had the opportunity to sign up with Dan Murphy's online, so we've now got nationwide distribution.
Port Lincoln's Beer Garden Brewery's 6 core styles of beer are now all available online. For those missing the Eyre Peninsula, the owners say an EPA, salty session or cage diver should cure homesickness.
Amazing. I guess being a tourist sort of area, we've always had a lot of people coming in from all over Australia asking where they could get it, and it's never been an easy answer.
The COVID lockdown proving an opportunity for the team to work on its distribution, helping keep the business afloat.
It's exciting for all of us. We know we can now branch out across Australia, so yeah, it's going to be really good for us.
It's enabled us to keep our brewers employed and keep them working, keep them here in town.
The deal also keeping its traineeship program running, which was thrown into chaos when COVID hit.
Picking up a lot of stuff, learning a lot, so yeah, picking up really well and yeah, really enjoying it.
The team working around the clock, brewing and bottling the homegrown drop as they prepare for export.
We've got plenty of stock out in the storeroom, so I think we should be okay for a little while.
To order, search Beer Garden Brewery on the Dan Murphy website. Nathan Regter, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Our region's sports clubs are being encouraged to apply for a share of $6.8 million worth of South Australian government funding. The Wyala Football League says it's a great opportunity for local sporting clubs to make upgrades.
As the coronavirus is brought under control, the financial impact lingers on. Many local sporting facility upgrades cancelled, while clubs struggle to make it through the pandemic.
In this day and age, with the COVID-19 and all, every club, not just football, but every club would be in some sort of financial difficulty, I would suggest.
The South Australian government now lending a helping hand.
We've got $2.5 million for up to $3,000 grants each for active clubs, for smaller grassroots clubs.
An additional $4.3 million is also available for infrastructure developments. Organisations can apply for up to $1 million for this particular grant.
1,200 clubs that can benefit from this funding. It's nearly double what it's ever been before in any annual round.
The Wyala Football League encouraging all rural sporting clubs to apply, with the league already looking at securing a slice for itself.
We need nets behind the goalposts. Excellent. This is an excellent opportunity.
The money's available. I want as much of it to go into our sporting clubs in our regions as is possible.
Applications open mid-October. Sophia Contagonis, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Stay with us. A family with a passion for food returns home to Port Augusta. And Broken Hill's tennis season finally gets underway. Port Augusta has a new food truck, with the van setting up in the Lions Jubilee Park. The owners say they're excited to be back in their hometown and are looking forward to getting to know local customers.
This food van has only been parked up for a handful of days and its owners are already enjoying their new lives at the park.
It's a good lifestyle. It's quite fun, it's quite exciting. You never know what the day is going to bring.
It's early days, but the response has so far been positive.
Quite a good response, actually. Yeah, a very good response. So if it just continues like this, we'll be very happy.
It's an emotional homecoming for the duo who have returned home from New South Wales.
Decided that we wanted a change in our jobs. We really wanted a job where we didn't actually go to work.
Cooking up street food such as hot dogs, gyros and coffees. They're also making life easy for those who can't leave the house.
We do home delivery, for orders over $30. We'll deliver to houses, work sites.
The mother and son duo enjoying their new business partnership, with the matriarch saying it's strengthened their relationship.
He's a really good partner in business. And we do have a very close relationship, so it makes it easy for us.
Laura Milovanovic, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Port Augusta's peak business body is looking for a new home for one of the city's icons. The temperature gauging clock that once sat above the Transcontinental building is now in storage at the post office as the group searches for a new home for it.
It's always been a good part of Port Augusta, especially when the hot weather. Everyone goes down, checks out the temperature, photos are taken, it goes on Facebook, and people around Australia get to see the temperature here in Port Augusta, so it puts Port Augusta on the map for a positive reason.
Anyone interested in showcasing the icon is urged to contact Business Port Augusta. Broken Hill's spring tennis competition kicks off tonight, with organisers ecstatic about player numbers. Division 1 matches have just started down at the local courts, with Open A grade set to commence tomorrow night. The association president saying they still have room for players.
We'd gladly have those people come down and play tennis. So if they want to do that, they can give me a ring on 0402 809 132.
A number of COVID-19 safety measures are in place, including a ban on shaking hands and a sign-in sheet. Time now to see how things are shaping up when we head to our local bowser. Here's Patrick Reinke with this week's Fuel Watch.
It hasn't been a good week for motorists, with prices across most of the region either rising or holding from last week. Starting with unleaded, and no town or city saw a decrease in their average. Whyalla was the worst performer, seeing a 3-cent spike to jump to $1.19. Port Lincoln prices also on the way up, jumping by 2 cents. Port Augusta is still the most expensive on the board, now up to $1.22. Port Pirie and Kadina recorded a quiet week, 116 and 115 the averages there. Here in Broken Hill the figures are still on the way up, we're paying about $1.25 a litre. And down in Adelaide the cycle has started once again, the South Australian capital seeing a 33-cent spike. Turning to diesel now, Port Lincoln prices are in decline, $1.17 the price there, with Port Pirie and Kadina also the same. Whyalla the most expensive in the Spencer Gulf at $1.21, Broken Hill the priciest overall, Silver City drivers forking out $1.26, while in Adelaide the average still sits at a cheap $1.16. Finishing off with a quick look at Autogas, and it has been very quiet over the past week. The only place to see a change in our region was Whyalla, a 2-cent reduction. Adelaide prices rose but is still the cheapest on the board. Everywhere else remained the same. Port Lincoln, Port Augusta and Kadina are all on 89, Broken Hill 83 and Port Pirie on 82. Now remember that these prices are the regional averages and they do not reflect any one particular outlet. And if you do find a spot that does sell unleaded, autogas or diesel for cheaper, let us know on our Facebook page.
Stay with us after the break. I'll have the day's finance news, and Britt will have the latest weather forecast. Hello again, time now for a check at how the local share market fared this Wednesday. Elders rose by 0.4%, while Westpac also had a strong day, up by 1.2%. Clean Seas continued its strong start to the week. Cube was also in the green, Centrex Metals was unchanged, while BHP bucked the trend, the mining giant down nearly 1.5%. And the All Ords in the ASX 200 were up by the end of trading day. Both markets rose by 0.7%. To the weather now, and the region can expect a few showers until the end of the week. With all the details, here's Britt with the forecast.
Thank you, John. We saw showers and strong winds today, with Port Augusta recording the region's high of 19 degrees. It reached 18 at Whyalla, 17 at Broken Hill and Port Pirie. Woodna reached 16 degrees today. Port Lincoln, Coffin Bay and Adelaide all 15. Kadina and Cleve both 14. Taking a look at today's skies, where we can see speckled cloud with an unstable southwesterly flow in the wake of a front, causing showers and strong winds to decrease. Further north, it remained mostly clear today due to high pressure and a dry air mass. To tomorrow, and there is a strong wind warning in place for the Spencer Gulf, with west to southwesterly winds at 20 to 30 knots, decreasing in the middle of the day. Seas up to 3 metres with south to southwesterly swells. Showers forecast for Port Lincoln tomorrow, looking at a top of 15 degrees. Cleve, a shower or two and 14. Woodna, showers and 16. Remaining dry at Whyalla, partly cloudy tomorrow with a high of 17 degrees. Port Augusta also 17, but with showers on the forecast. Kadina, showers and 15. Port Pirie also with showers and 15 tomorrow, a high of 12 at Clare. Broken Hill becoming cloudy and 16. Looking further through the week now, with showers forecast across the Spencer Gulf region on Friday, partly cloudy about Broken Hill. Maximums in the mid-teens with Woodna, Kadina and Port Lincoln all looking at tops of 14 degrees. Saturday, showers about the lower Eyre Peninsula, mid-north and York Peninsula forecast districts. Cloudy about the west coast, but mostly fine elsewhere. Highs again in the mid-teens, Port Augusta, Woodna and Whyalla all expected to reach a top of 15. And finally to Sunday, with a wet finish to the weekend about the lower Eyre Peninsula. More showers on the way there, but looking fine and partly cloudy about the remainder of the region. And John, that brings me to the end of the forecast. Back to you.
Thanks, Britt. And that's the local news this Wednesday evening. Thanks for your company. I'll have updates later, and we'll be back tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Until then, enjoy your evening. On behalf of the team, it's good night.